So I've been using the Sony Link Buds S for about 2 days now. You guys are currently coming along on my daily walk through one of the malls in the area. You gotta get in those steps. But I have a few thoughts on these and as to why I think Sony released a new version of the Link Buds only a few months after the original.
Now everybody scream enough respect to the X. Enough respect given.
Now, as I'm walking with these, as I'm playing them, I'm going through different songs and different types of music. I'm hearing a distinct difference between the two. The main thing is the low tones. The low tones are really pushed to the forefront with these particular buds. The original Link Buds didn't carry bass and those low tones that well because of the style of the bud. They were an open air design, and as such, a lot of the time, if you really need to feel that music with the heavy bass and the low growls of certain instruments, they just couldn't deliver on that. The Linkbuds S do. They are a more traditional style of earbud, and so they can carry those lower levels of the music the way a lot of people seem to prefer. Now, personally, I think they do it a bit too harshly, because I'll switch between the various equalizer settings, and that bass is just always just a bit too heavy. Like, I know you can go in and you can customize it yourself if that's what you are into. No, it's not particularly hard, but the default settings that the app delivers for these earbuds just always offer really heavy bass. Even with music that doesn't require it, music that when you play it on any other earbud or headphone, the bass is not nearly as heavy, but with these, it just comes in real harsh. Like, wow. Now, I know some might like that type of thing, to each their own. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, just saying that's a distinct difference between the Linkbuds S and the original Linkbuds. Now, another thing that I've come to realize with these Linkbuds is the app itself. There are certain features that I did miss on the original Linkbuds that I didn't even realize were missing till I started to use these Linkbuds, namely the ambient sound control. On the original Linkbuds, when you go into a louder area, it will raise the volume up to kind of match the outside noise so that your music isn't drowned out by the outside noise. These have the ambient adjustment feature from the XM3s, and those are the over-ear headphones, where the buds actually detect where you are, how you are moving, what you are doing, and adjust accordingly. It'll adjust for elevation. It will adjust for people talking, for voices coming in from around you. It will adjust for the low hum of cars and buses and air conditioners. These things are constantly adjusting to make sure that your music stays at a level that is good for you. They also adjust for your safety. It makes sure that you can hear just enough what's going on around you so that if you're in that musical zone, you won't accidentally walk out into a street or not hear that biker coming up from behind you. But it does allow that in. Not enough to disturb what you're doing, but enough to make you aware that you are in a somewhat dangerous environment. Be careful. And that is what is missing from the original Link Buds, and why I think, in my personal opinion, that they decided to make these. Now, did these need the Link Bud name? That leads me to my third reasoning why they made these. Naming convention. Everyone says that Sony names their headphones and earbuds terribly, which is 100% true. WF-XM3s, WM-XM4s, and there's other different naming categories out there for their various headphones. These are just called Link Buds. Easy, rolls off the tongue. No one would ever actually get the earbuds and headphones confused. And I think that's what they're going for. Something that is easily memorable, like AirPods and Galaxy Buds and Google Buds. Stuff along those lines. A name that the people know that they can get used to, so that when the new ones come out, they'll say, hey, did you see the new Link Buds? And whether that's the Link Buds or Link Buds S or Link Buds 2, people will know that the Link Buds are Sony's earbuds instead of the Sony WF-1000 XM3. A mouthful to say, and most people won't know what you're talking about unless they are somewhat into headphones and earbuds like I am. So, I think that's the third reason Sony decided to make these, just to let the people know that Link Buds is their earbud category going forward. I guess we'll see if on their next earbud that they trade, if it's also called a Link Bud. Because I think it's a pretty catchy name. And the Link Buds and the Link Buds S, the Link Buds S don't have much difference from the last pair of noise cancelling earbuds that they released, except their size and their color. But as far as functionality goes, they pretty much do the same thing, but the sound signature might be a little different. You know, to each their own on that. You can decide if it's for you or not. As far as phone calls, they sound okay, but they're not the best. But they get the job done. There are earbuds out there that sound much better, but they do a pretty decent job with the ambient noise. You do sound kind of like a machine. They don't compare to what Apple is doing with their AirPods Pro, with Apple with their AirPods Pro and AirPods Max. Those literally sound like you have nothing on or in your ear at all. I have these in right now, and I am using the talk feature where once you start talking, the music stops and it lets in the outside world. And yes, I sound like a machine to my ears. There is a graininess, a noise to it. Can you hear? Yes. But are you aware that this is not how it should sound? Definitely. So Sony still needs to work on that. But with all of that said, I do think these are a pretty decent pair of earbuds. If you don't already have a pair of earbuds and are looking for something, you know, in the vein of AirPods, actually I won't even say in the vein of AirPods, something technically rich, many features, great sound, somewhat good mics for voice calls. These are something you could look into. They are, I want to say that they're pretty expensive, simply because most high-end earbuds are in this price range. These will run you about $200. I'm sure that they'll be on sale sooner than later, because most of what Sony offers does go on sale pretty quick. But for $200, if you need something good and somewhat different as far as other earbuds out there, simply because Sony was able to cram so much of their headphone features into such a small unit, you might want to take a look at these. So with that said, my name is Angie, the Neon X, and enjoy the Sony Link Buds S. This is what I'm into.